All right, perfect. I think it's recording and also on Facebook. Just gonna make sure that Facebook Live is working well. Here we go. Welcome everyone. I have an important message to deliver today. And I don't usually, okay, looks like I'm live. I don't usually do it this way, through Facebook Live and recording it at the same time. So I'm trying a few new things, so hopefully it's going well and you can hear me and see me okay. It looks okay from my end, but if you can't hear me or see me okay, please let me know. If you want a Spanish version of this video, I also plan on doing one, hopefully today. I'll try to make this brief, concise, and useful. So here we go. Let's just make sure that this is recording too. All right, we're all going well. Very well. Once again, everyone, welcome, namaskar. Welcome to this impromptu session on which I plan on telling you an important message, of course, from my perspective and the perspective of Vedic astrology. And I want to take this opportunity to deliver a few important details that you need to keep in mind. Of course, I'm using Vedic astrology and I am using the information of the transits, but the ultimate purpose always is for us to understand that this is here to help us grow. This is here to help us learn something, to help us evolve. Whether you want to understand astrology or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand what stage we are in as a community and what stage you are in, so that you can use that as an opportunity for your evolution. That is ultimately what we are trying to do, of course. So I am glad that I get the chance to deliver this message, and I'm happy to share it with you. So let me just pull up here. Right. Okay, I think it's working well. So what is happening? I want to talk about the new moon that is happening on December 12th. So this new moon is the last new moon that we're having in this year. This new moon is happening in Scorpio. It's happening, like I said, December 12th, 2023. I don't want to talk too much about the details of what a new moon signifies. I want to go straight into what this specific new moon means, and therefore for you to understand what it can mean for you. This new moon is happening in Scorpio. Scorpio is a very fascinating sign. Scorpio is a deeply transformative sign. Scorpio is depth and transformation. Now, these two things go hand in hand. And it is very important for us to understand that Scorpio goes to the depth and then brings things out in the surface. It brings things out in the surface for us to look at it and to gain a new perspective. For us to be able to see it from a new perspective and transform how we relate to it. Then we can actually transcend it, transform it. This all means transcendence, transformance, that we go beyond the form. So our perspective needs to change. Our ego needs to change. And this is a beautiful opportunity for that. Now, it reaches deep and it brings out to the surface. What will it bring out to the surface? It will bring out to the surface that which needs to be looked at. It's going to be different for each person, but today I will tell you a common theme that you can all observe in the coming days. Like I said, this is happening on the 12th of December, in a couple of days. But you will also see that the pieces of the board are already at play for you to start dealing with what's going to happen. And December 12th is going to be the crucial date. And one important message that you need to take away from this video is that you won't get the chance after December 12th to deal with certain things. So there's no tiptoeing around this. There's no let me think about it. It's a command. Spiritual law works that way. It's a command, and when we listen to it, we are spiritual warriors, so we need to listen to the command. So once this transformation takes place and enough things come to the surface and you learn how to view it from a detached view to be undisturbed, once you learn this, then you can identify with the depth. What is a depth like? It is stillness. It is beauty. It is peace. Once you test your mettle. So I look forward to hearing how you're able to see that in your life better and better and better. Okay, so keep these keywords in mind. They are career, family, voice, comfort, emotions, intuition, depth, old wounds, and patient. Keep those in mind while I speak, and it'll be useful towards the end of the video. This new moon is happening in Scorpio. Scorpio has 3 different signs in Vedic astrology. One of them is called Jeshta. Jeshta is where the moon will be when the new moon happens. And this sign, therefore, is the one that's going to express itself during this period. And like I said, it is already showing hints of how this is going to look like for you. Now, it's not just the moon that's going to be in this sign. This is why I found it interesting. This message was inspired not only because of what I've been seeing in the in astrology in the coming days and in the past days. I've been spending a lot of time looking at this, but also speaking with many of you who have been telling me what you are feeling, what you are going through, what you will go through soon, what is to come. Even readings that I've been having with some of you who are new to my community, some of you who have been in my community for a while or returning to my community. Now, it's not just the moon that's in this sign. It's also the sun and Mars. Sun, Mars, and moon, which are incredibly important planets, and they represent important things in your life. And this Jeshta sign that I mentioned involves very crucial things that have to do with how you view the world, how you view your family, and how you view success in life. So this is all going to be very linked and is going to make a lot of sense, hopefully. Hopefully. Keep this in mind. One of the main things that need to happen in this period is important discussions with the family. Important conversations in your family need to be had. I know for a fact in my family this is already happening. I can already see it. It's already begun. Now, these important discussions are dealing with the family karma. You may have important discussions about other things, but don't fool yourself. The period right now is about family. Family needs to be looked at. And if you've spent time with me, if you know how I think, if you know the message that I deliver, you know very well that family is one of the main topics that I discuss and one of the main things that I share, one of the main areas that we need to look at. You all know that any measure of enlightenment is tested by our closest links, which is our family. The way our family is chosen, the way we choose our family is divinely orchestrated for our spiritual evolution. So family is important. Your parents, your siblings, your children. So the impact will be at home, and how you deal with this impact will affect your career greatly. So if you've been struggling with your career, talk to your family. If you want to grow with your career, talk to your family. Who doesn't want to grow in their career? Who doesn't want to expand this important dimension of your life? Well, your career is going to be closely linked to your family, and it has always been that way, but in this period you get a chance to look at it. So of course this is more perfectly timed by the fact that the holidays are coming for some of you, or many of you are already preparing for the new year, your new possibilities that are coming in 2024. So you need to understand how these are linked, because this is a Scorpio Taurus axis, and here I want to share in the screen what that looks like. So you should be seeing my screen now. This is of course the software that we use. It's called Jagannatha Hora. Here I'm selecting the date of December 12, 2023. I couldn't figure out how to make this bigger for you, but please do not worry about that for now. Now I want you to see the moon here. I'm selecting it. It's in Scorpio in the site of Jeshta, as is Mars, and as is the sun. All these three, like I mentioned, happening together in the sign of Jeshta in Scorpio. Now look at it, it's on the 10th house. This is where they are. 10th house signifies career, so all of this energy is focusing on your career. But every planet is also looking at some other dimension of your life. Think of it of you being in a room. You are the planet and you're in a room, which is a house. In this case, these 3 planets, Moon, Mars, and Sun, are in the 10th house. But you can be in that room and thinking about another room, dealing with problems and situations about a different room. Each room in the house has a purpose. There's a living room, there is a garden or a patio, there is a cleaning room or a laundry room, there is a a storage room, there is the driveway or perhaps a garage, there's the kitchen, there's the bedroom. So each room is a particular energy. So you might be in the bedroom thinking about what you're going to cook. You might be in the kitchen thinking about what you need to clean. So think about it this way. Mars, Moon, and Sun are in the 10th house, which is the room of career. But they are thinking about the room that is opposite to them, which is here, the 4th house. The 4th house is home. The 4th house is peace of mind. The 4th house relates a lot to your familial links. So the 4th house has a presence of Taurus at the moment. Why? Because the whole new moon situation and these 3 planets are happening in Scorpio. So it's an axis. You see, Scorpio and Taurus are opposite to each other. That is what we call the Scorpio-Taurus axis or Taurus-Scorpio axis. Now, Scorpio wants us to transform our career. And especially for those of you who have Scorpio placements, especially women with Scorpio placements and Moon in Scorpio placements, this is very important for you. How you deal with your expression, your comfort, your peace of mind, your family, and your home is going to impact your career like never before. Do that today, tomorrow, and on the 12th, because like I said, this is a crucial time. This is why I was driven to deliver this message, because it's a very unique chance to grow in this area, career of your life, by looking at this very, very closely. Now, how to deal with that and what you can expect, that's what we need to discuss, because it's a very interesting thing. Now, to mention, it is important for you to know that even though I'm going to talk about general terms and talking about a Vedic astrology perspective, it is important for you to know that it's going to be slightly different for each and every single person. You need to prepare for 2024. And speaking of which, if you want to prepare better for 2024, I have a new free series available that can really help you, especially if this message that I'm about to give resonates with you. This new series is available for now only on my Instagram, and there I teach you how to easily calculate a number. And this number is specific for you, and it can help you guide and reveal themes of 2024 very easily. This can help you better prepare for what's going to happen in 2024. So if you take what I say today and you take what I'm saying in that series, which I'm releasing new episodes every couple of days, there you will be able to paint a very interesting picture of how 2024 is going to look like. Now, if you want to put that to the test, you still need to watch the series, because at the end of the series, I'm going to give you a retrospective exercise that'll help you see how accurate these little exercises are. But of course, if you really want to paint not just a white picture, but a specific picture of how this is going to affect your life specifically, what specific areas of your life need to be looked at, and what specific remedies can be applied to really transform your life, then that's when you need to message me, comment below, or message me to get your 2024 specialized reading. And only because I am delivering this message. So only today, that's the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, and up until the 13th, I'm going to give you a special rate on my readings. I'm going to give you a 25% discount on 2024 readings. I was actually already done with 2024 readings, but I've been speaking with some of you, and I've been reviewing the transits, and today I just saw this opportunity to have this important conversation. So take the opportunity now, or don't take it. So what do you need to do to benefit your career in 2024 according to this transit? You need to speak your mind, speak what you feel, speak what's been bothering you, speak about where you are and what you want to go to whom, to your family. But especially to those that you're having conflict with, or to those that you have had conflict with in the past, and especially to your mother. The mother is crucial in this transit. Listen to my advice. Do it now. Don't tiptoe on this. The sign that is transiting right now for this is, like I said, Jeshta. That Scorpio sign itself is ruled by Mercury, right? Mercury deals with communication. So, of course, it tells us, hey, talk about this. You need to talk about it. But what's going to happen, if you've been following the transits, this is happening on December the 12th. The very next day after, December 13th, Mercury goes retrograde. Now, you may know where I stand in terms of retrograde planets. They are not as the public understands them. However, you should still be wary of a retrograde planet. Why? Because everything is looked at more detailed, right? So retrograde planets are not a bad thing. They are not. But it is more energy to manage. And if you have not been very masterful with this, then it's going to be hard. And if you feel like you need to speak up about something or deal with important familiar discussions that need to be had, don't wait until the 13th. Do it now, where the period is showing that it wants to favor the situation, instead of doing it during Mercury retrograde, that even though you may be masterful in your understanding and your bridge between your mind and your body and your expression, even though you may be good at communicating and listening, is the other person going to be like that? Has the entirety of your family already worked on that? Some will, some haven't worked on that. What are the Mercury placements of your other familiar members? Right? So it's more factors to consider. It's not that it's a bad thing retrograde, but why not do it when things are favorable? If your Mercury is already retrograde in your chart, which is for some of you that I've been speaking with, all the more reason that you really need to take the next 10th, 11th, and 12th of December to have the important conversations. You know what are the important conversations that you need to have in your family. The perfect chances now. Do not wait. Now, as you're doing this, it's not going to be easy. Fear may come, that is okay. But remember this important last part. This sign is Jeshta. Jeshta, that is ruled by Mercury, like I said. The deities, the qualities of this sign are the king of the gods and the priest of the gods. That means that this is the king. The king is favoring you. The king is commanding you. Do this. It's not going to be easy, but do this. This is the sign of being chiefly powerful. It's brilliant. It's intelligent. It's beautiful. This is the sign of the dragon slayer. The people that kill the dragons are born in this sign, right? So this might be people who really protect, their families from important dragons, from important demons, right? Now, what's important is that you identify the parasite that has affected your family for a long time and work strongly to rip it out, to finally find a new horizon. It's not easy. It's a surgery. It's a purging. It's removing a tumor. So you need to look at yourself closely and sincerely, and you need to know what have you brought to the table that has been feeding that parasite. What have you brought to the table that feeds that big wound that you all share in your family? Because even though you may be going against each other or in favor against each other, and then as the years go by, you mature or you don't, you all have a common wound. That's why you're family. That's why you chose each other to be born, so you can heal together. Do it now. So if this message resonates, remember, it doesn't matter how hard it gets. It does not matter how deep the wound is, how old. It doesn't matter what may have happened to you in the past. It does not matter. This is spiritual law. I don't mean to bypass it. The work still needs to be done. But spiritual law does not care about what you think about how it was. So if you cling to the thought of, it's because, they abused of me, or I said this or I said that, well, that's on you. The spiritual law does not care in that way about what you think. Spiritual law cares about how you work and how you go onwards. So take a step and go onwards. Now, there is an important factor here of Saturn and the moon, because of course Saturn is aspecting all of this, and Saturn-Moon combination is interesting because then the presence of Mars is going to be there as well. So don't think arguments cannot happen. Even though there's a guaranteed success, if you work hard on this, you need the process of confrontation, discussion, anger. It's important. You may already be seeing hints of it. That's good. Deal with it. So there may be some emotional challenges, some perspective challenges. You may think that you have the correct perspective, and lo and behold, the person that you thought has the wrong perspective comes and changes your mind. This is very likely to happen. So be open and be ready, be flexible. Your ego is meant to change. And whatever breaks on your ego limited perspective, that is going to lead to the success in your career in 2024. Especially be open to what's going to happen with your mother. Again, involve your mother as much as you can. You all know, if you've been spending time with me, what I say about mother relationship, how you are supposed to view your mother no matter what. No what if, no, but this happened, no, no nothing, no condition, no excuses. You know what I think about that. And if you don't, let me know and I can share about that as well. So this all implies that this is our chance to resolve pending matters with mother. And of course, again, in this coming 3 days, involve your mother. Um, Confrontations and discussions are not a bad thing. Who said they are a bad thing? Only you feel that they are a bad thing because you haven't really mastered yourself in conflict, and you may be seeing it as negative, or you may be fearing it. Now, fearing it is okay. There's no going around it. But they are an opportunity for growth and learning, and you need to view it as such. At least that's what I recommend. Now, themes that may also come are themes of power and position in the family. So some of the fights might be about power or desire. Some families may be needing to have some important discussions about inheritance, heritage, position in the family, who has power in the family, who is allied with who, especially in bigger families. But there's also a spiritual factor because the priest of the gods is also present here. So honorability may be there. You may see fights between the black sheeps of the family and the prodigal sons, the ones that follow this path versus that path, the ones who aren't spiritual and how they view their own spirituality, the ones who are spiritual and how they view the world. So a lot of conflict is meant to happen there, inevitable, transcended, because this can liberate you from that deep pain that is actually holding you back tightly, because you're holding it so tightly. That's the word that comes to mind, is disgusting. Why would you hold on to anything that's so painful, that's so harmful? Why? Be free from it. So if you've been doing the appropriate work, you know that it's not going to be easy. But the result of your bravery, your commitment, and your hard work, if you are sincere, will be so great that you cannot even imagine. I always see the difference between the people who do the work and those who do not do the work. You can come back with me on tears and say, but your result will show the answer. And then I see the difference between the people who do come back with tears and saying, you know what, I did the work, and I see a tremendous spiritual evolution. The rewards are not just healing. Of course, healing would be, I'm sure, something that you would pay millions for, wouldn't you? How much would we pay just to be at peace with our familiar links? You can liberate yourself from old pain and also understand true healing also comes when you understand why it had to happen that way, and you stop being a victim to the pain or to the apparent victimizers that you created. Now, as always, remember two things as I close. One of them is that I use Vedic astrology perspective because it is more accurate and more specific, and it is extremely revealing and powerful, but it is slightly and yet crucially different than traditional Western Greek Orthodox astrology. And another thing is that this conversation that I'm giving may be resonating with you, but it's only general. We can go into so much more depth. I'm getting messages sometimes as I deliver this, even though I try to follow my script, my notes, I get glimpses and hints of things that I need to say to challenge some of you, to help some of you, to even trigger some of you. But the true work comes from within, specifically, and by using the tool of Vedic astrology. Really what we're doing is that you're spending time with me, that I can look deeply and make you work harder and more specifically for your growth, because again, this is only a general message. So specific things and remedies need to be applied for each person. I will need to look closely at your chart. So you need to get a personalized reading. That's when you need to message me. Like I said, 25% discount from now until the 13th to deal with it. In fact, let me change that. Why am I waiting until the 13th? Why are you waiting until the 13th? We're only going to make it from 10, 11, and 12. Those are the only days. We're not going to wait until Mercury retrograde is here to hit us. And in that reading, I'm going to be able to give you very specific remedies and tasks, that commands that you need to follow, instructions to really work in this dimension of your life. So comment below, send a private message to get that. And to close again, just to make it very clear, what are the practices, what are the things that you need to do during this period? Talk to your family, have the discussions, talk to your mother, involve your mother, heal the relationship with your mother, identify what is the parasite in common that you all have that is sucking the joy, the life, and the prosperity away from you. Have the conversations, and remember, it's not about how the conversation results. It's about you doing the process. It's not meant to be, the result may not be that you all hold hands around the fire and celebrate and sing Kumbaya. It may not be the result. I'll need to look closely at some things to be able to tell if that's going to be the result or not. That may be the result, but you need to do this not for the result. Do it because it's your command. Do it because you love yourself, because you want to see what you're made of. Do it because you love them. Because in truth is that in your soul, you love them. You love yourself. And anything that does not let you see the love that they have for you and the love that you have for them, that is your parasite. That is your enemy. So don't do it because of the result. Do it in the process. A result is going to happen anyway, but you are not the master of that result. You need to do it with love and detachment, so do it. I'm going to put this up on YouTube as well if you want to share it with anybody. That is the entirety of the message. Remember that we have a few activities and workshops coming on, so check my social media for that as well. And if this message resonates and you need to get a reading, you need to message me. No, don't waste your time. Don't waste my time either, please. I've been getting some messages from people lately who are very interested in readings, and I do not entertain. If you do not reserve your spot, you're wasting my time. I do not appreciate that at all, because I value my time very, very much. So if you're curious about a reading, just curious, don't message me. If you really want to get a reading, if you are serious about this, if you want to do some serious spiritual work, then please message me. Otherwise, please, sheer curiosity will not be enough. It's not respectful to my space and to your own space. So curiosity, not welcome. As always, everyone, take good care of yourselves. Be healthy, be happy, and absolutely don't worry. I will see you all soon. Thank you for your time. Be well. Namaskar.